I've been working online for 7 years and I've made over six figures in my freelance online business. And here are some things I wish I knew when I started freelancing. The first thing is that freelancing is actually a long-term game. Freelancing takes a lot of time and effort in the beginning because you'll be trying to get clients, you'll be trying to learn some new skills. And if you're combining this with something else, it can get difficult. It is not impossible, but I want you to understand that it will take effort and it is not something that you will spend an hour a day and you expect that you actually get results. This is not what is going to happen. Think about it like when you chase a job. So after you graduate from university and you want to get a job, it takes you 3, 6, 8 months, sometimes 1, 2 years to find anybody to hire you. But when people come into freelancing, they expect that because they said they are freelancers today, they're going to get a client tomorrow. I want you to give the same grace that you give your regular 9 to 5 jobs to freelancing, and you'll see the results that you're looking for. Second thing I wish I knew was that I should just skip all the low-paying jobs. There's this misconception that because you are starting into freelancing, you must start at the very bottom. So when I started, I went and started as a general virtual assistant. I did not know any skills whatsoever. So I figured I would just take the low barrier to entry skills. But here's the thing, because it is low barrier to entry, everybody can enter. And that means it will also be very difficult for you to get paid well or even find jobs because everybody's doing it. I would recommend that you should start with something medium to high level skills. So higher income skills that will take you slightly longer to learn than the entry level skills. But then once you learn it, you discover that it is actually better because instead of starting at $3 per hour, you can start at 15, 20, maybe even $25 per hour. The third thing I wish I knew was sales. Really honestly thought that if I was good at what I did and I just kept doing it and I showed up, people will hire me and pay me what I needed. When you're a freelancer, you cannot expect people to just know that you are good at what you do or even believe you when you say you are good at what you do. Learning sales is very important. In addition to the skill that you're offering as a freelancer, you should also be learning how to sell that skill. You can't sell the skill. Nobody is going to buy from you. And it doesn't matter if you're the best freelancer in the world. So you want to learn sales skills that help you close clients every single time. And your lead generation efforts will not go in vain. Number 4, document everything. There are so many parts of my business that I have no memory of because the entire time I was just grinding. Like I was just trying to get money. And because of that, I don't remember some clients I worked with, some projects I worked on. I don't remember how some of those experiences were. I wish I documented things more because that would have helped me really see the progression. As you work in this online industry, you discover that sometimes you feel like I'm not doing enough, I'm not moving fast enough, I'm not progressing enough like my peers. But when you document things, you're able to look back and you have a logical flow of everything that has happened in your business. And you're able to say, okay, I am doing well. This is what I can improve on. And this is how I have improved so far. And it definitely helps the process. 5, increase your prices quickly. You see, there's nothing more frustrating than working for the same client at a low price, even though you've up-leveled your skills. And the reason is why? Because you didn't increase your prices. I was terrified of increasing my prices because I thought that once I did, I would lose all my clients. But here's something to keep in mind. As a freelancer, you will be selling time. Whether you're doing that hourly by project or whatever the case may be, anything you say yes to will mean that you will have to give up some of your time. And your time is your life. So whatever you're doing, you want to charge accordingly. I'm not saying that as a beginner with no skills, no experience, you should just go and say, I charge $100 per hour. Nobody's going to respond to you. However, when you start, as soon as you start and you start increasing your skills, you want to increase your prices accordingly. Don't wait 2 years before you increase your price. So if today you're charging $15 per hour and you have improved, you've worked on 3 to 5 projects, in 3 to 6 months, you want to be increasing your prices again until you get to a point where you are comfortable with the pricing that you have in correspondence to the value that you provide. You don't want to wait too long because you get frustrated because you just be like, why am I even working with these clients? Like, why are they talking to me? Nobody should talk to me, please. I'm tired. They're not even paying me that much. But the thing is, it's not your client's fault. It's your fault. You could have asked for more money. And if they say no, you just find somebody else who is willing to pay you that amount of money. I wish I knew was to say no. There was a point in my life that I was taking on so many projects and saying yes to these projects because I thought that the more projects I said yes to would be good for me just in case. There's some of us that come from a background of lack, and we tend to want to create a sense of security. But with a freelance business, that does not exist. Your clients can call you today and say, I'm not doing anymore. I've had clients that had to shut down their business suddenly because they fell sick. I had a client that got diagnosed with cancer and had to pause her business. So these things happen and nobody can plan for it. So one of my solutions to that was to just take on as many projects as possible so that it doesn't matter who is leaving or coming, I always have client work. The problem is with that was that I was A, burnt out, and B, the quality of my work greatly reduced. I was working long hours, I was tired all the time, and I started making mistakes, which then brought the prophecy to the truth because clients started to leave because they thought, okay, I know I'm not getting the best of my work. So this was like the first 2 years of my business. And once I figured that out, I started saying no, especially when I started increasing my prices. If you charge $15 today and you decide to increase to $20, you might get a few no's initially. And your brain might think, it's because I increased the price, I should bring it back down. No, you have to stand your ground. It is better to wait a little longer and get the client that is your dream client than to say yes to the ones that are coming right now. Because when the dream clients will come, you won't have enough time or energy to even serve them. And you might end up losing the client that you've wanted so badly. To learn to say no to rubbish projects. One last thing that I wish I knew was the power of follow-up. I don't know if I say this enough, but following up with people is very powerful. There are many times that I have spoken with a client, we've got a discovery call. They're like, I've maybe told them how much the project would be, but they haven't said yes yet. Now, unless somebody gives you an outright no, I am not going to be able to work with you on this project, you should follow up as often as reasonably possible. Sometimes we forget that the people behind businesses are humans, and so they are also prone to forgetting. So I like to ask outrightly, are you still interested in working on this? And when I ask that question, the client can decide, okay, yes, no. I've had clients that tell me, okay, just give me 2 to 3 months. Let's come back to this on this specific date and we can discuss about the project. So there are so many clients that you could be leaving inside of your email just following because you didn't follow up, you didn't check in to see if they're interested. Just because after you sent the invoice, they didn't pay instantly does not mean that they are not interested in working with you. So these are the 7 things that I wish I knew as a freelancer when I was starting out. I feel like if I had known these things, I would have been able to make more money faster, made less mistakes. If you watch till the end, tell me in the comment section what your favorite thing was. And perhaps if you have any other things that you want to add, you can also leave them in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.